Hi. Hi, there you are. Okay, thank you for doing this. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sharing my screen and we are already on, we're already being recorded.
Good.
Okay. So we'll pick up where we left off.
Mhm.
We'll try to do this again. So the goal is to get you to say Gewürz. And while we were in this process, we discovered all these interesting things that we now want to share with the audience. Oh, goodness me. My dog just knocked something over. Excuse me. It's real life.
He said, audience, oh, they are going to clap to me. Okay, here's me.
Yeah. Okay, so my idea is that we first need to get you to say this vowel nicely. And we were in the middle of saying so many interesting things that we now didn't record, but let's recapture a few. When we are babies, we always practice these individual sounds, and people think we're just being silly and we're just being, goofing off and playing. But in fact, we're working hard to get our organs of speech into shape for saying all these difficult words of our mother tongues.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the difficult things that I find, technology is just playing tricks on me again. It's just got smaller, and now I don't know how to make it bigger.
That's good.
It's good enough? Okay.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, it's a little bit small now, but we'll just put like
That's okay.
Okay, one of the things I worked on with you is that certain sounds, that letters represent sounds, but the sound that the letters represent are different depending on the position that they are in. And we took the example of the T.
Mm-hmm.
The T at the beginning of a word, like die Tonne, is Tonne, and it has three phases. It has a closing phase and a closed phase and an opening phase. Tonne. And it opens, the T opens into the vowel O, to, to. But we hear it, t. So die Tonne. So we close up, we are closed, we open up. Now, when the T is at the end of a syllable or in the middle of spoken language, it sometimes is released, but very often it isn't. And when it isn't released, there are two, or when it isn't like a t, 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 there are two ways we can have it. It can either link into the next sound, or it can simply be used as a device, as it were, to stop the vowel. And people have a hard time saying that. And so I would like us to practice to say the sounds t without stopping the vowel. And then I want us to stop the vowel with an audible T, with a released T, like this one, and then to stop it with an unreleased T. So let's go t, t, t first. Would you do it, please?
T, t, t.
T, t, t. And we really hear the vowel. T, 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 t. Yeah, and actually let's now go and say T, 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 and combine it with the easel sound. T, 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 T.
T, 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 T.
Yeah.
T, T.
And now say tet, 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 tet.
Tet, 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 tet.
And now we do the unreleased one. Tit, 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 tit.
T, 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 T.
Yeah, and so let's do it slowly. So T, unreleased.
T,
so it's an open vowel, T.
T.
Now we'll close it with an audible T, teet.
Tit.
Yeah, now we stop it with a quiet unreleased T, teet.
T.
Yes. And we could notice the quality between the open uninhibited T, T, teet, teet, teet.
Okay.
And it's really good exercise. It's a really good exercise, I'm sure, if you say all these things in a row. Teet, 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 teet. And you can actually feel these waves in your body. And to me, you have to experiment whether that's the same for you. To me, the unreleased T is most noticeable with my diaphragm and in the tummy. Teet, 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 teet. And then I notice how my chest is moving with the breath. Teet, 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 teet. Yeah. And I think this is a very good drill for all kinds of sounds. But right now we were struggling with würzen, gewürzt und Gewürz. Now let's go back to just getting the V sound right. And we wanted to do the Igel, E.
Eagle, E.
Yes, that's beautiful. Now retain the long E sound. Retain, everything stays the same. We close our eyes. And now we simply round our lips. E, U.
Ew.
Mühle.
Mule.
Mühle. And later you can practice saying Mühle, 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 Mühle. And now when I'm overdoing it, I'm getting all these little wrinkles, Mühle, because I'm making it very clear which sound I'm saying, and then I work harder on really pursing my lips. When I speak fast, I say Mühle, and I don't purse my lips as much, and I tighten the inside muscles of my lips more, I think. Mühle, Mühle. I can say Mühle and create the Ü sound without going really Mühle when I speak fast. But right now, for practice purposes, we want the Mühle, 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 Mühle.
Mule, 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 mule.
Now we go and work on the Müll sound. So we go pink, pink, I, Ü. Now, I'm sorry, I went into Mühle. I, Ü, Müll. I, Ü, Müll. Pink.
I, Ü, Müll.
Müll, that's good. Müll, 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 Müll. And actually try to really keep your breath very calm and then really connect the sounds as if it's, like slurs and music. Müll, 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 Müll.
Müll, 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 Müll.
Yeah, to me it seems as if I'm connecting the L's and the M's more. What's your impression? Müll, 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 Müll. Like I crank my motor on and I keep it going. Müll, 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 Müll.
Müll, 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 Müll.
Yeah, the linking was much nicer, and I think we both sat on the L more, but now the Ö got a little bit lost. Müll, 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 Müll.
Müll, 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 Müll.
Yeah, it's good enough for now. So next trick or challenge is to say all these made up combinations. So we're playing a children's game, right? Müll, Büll, Güll, Düll, Wüll, Wüll, Wüll. This is the goal that we want to reach. So, that's not my favorite color. I'm sorry, I need to go back. That's not good. We need that. I can't have the wrong pink here. Sorry. Okay, so Müll, Büll, Güll, Düll, Wüll.
Müll, Büll, Güll, Düll, Wüll.
Yeah, and then eventually we'll want to be able to say Müll, Büll, Güll, Düll, Wüll, so Lincoln, but we won't work on that now. Now we will focus on the pink thing. Wüll, 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 Wüll.
Wüll, Büll, 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 Büll.
Yeah, and now I would like to replace the L actually, Wüll, and in German it's a light L, by a schwa. Wür, Wüll, Wür, Wüll, Wür, Wüll, Wür.
Wüll, Wüll.
Yeah, and you can choose between a schwa or a deep schwa, either one. V, v, v. Yeah. And now we use the T that simply stops the vowel. Wird, wird. So we have the V, U, schwa, and the stopping T, the one that we don't hear. Wird, wird. Yeah.
Wird.
That's perfect. Now we're moving to this one, wird, and we add an ST to the stop T. So we'll do it slowly. First, wird, and then würzt.
Würzt.
Almost perfect. Würzt.
Würzt.
That was it. That's perfect. Würzt. Okay. That is the thing. Now, treasure this. This is what I wanted you to get to. Because wird, now würzt. This is what we just said. We said this one. No. This one. We just said this one. No, the T2.
Yeah.
Technology. Yeah.
Don't worry.
This is what we just said. Würzt. Würzt.
Würzt.
Yeah, and now all you need to do is don't lose what you just gained and just add g. So it's the gorilla sound plus Suppe, schwa. G, gewürzt.
Gewürzt.
That's pretty good. Gewürzt. And whenever you want to, so the sound spelling goes. So we have gorilla, Suppe, V, I forget what that was for us, Wolf, because I have the German, the English sound, the Wolf. Then we have Müll, Suppe for schwa, yeah, and then so we have then the quiet T, and the quiet T is not in that sound alphabet. I might have to include that somehow. Gewürzt. So you stop it. Gewürzt, gewürzt. So you add, so there is, I don't know, we need a new sign. And actually, I think that the IPA is really not helpful here. There needs to be an indication that this T is this unreleased T. Gewürzt, gewürzt, gewürzt. And then the next step is to leave the final T off. Gewürz, gewürz.
Gewürzt.
Ja, gewürzt. Now this is third person singular. Ich habe die Suppe gut gewürzt. Ne? Ich habe die Suppe gut gewürzt. Ups. Ich habe die Suppe gut gewürzt.
Ich habe die Suppe gut gewürzt.
Nicht gewurst. Because then we have sausage in there and we don't want sausage. I'm vegan. Gewürzt. Gewürzt. Ich habe die Suppe gut gewürzt.
Gewürzt.
That's it, yes. Und dann kommt das Gewürz. You hear that? This is basically this without the T. Gewürz.
Gewürz.
Yes, that's it. That's it. You did it.
Okay, don't make me repeat it.
We'll practice it again next time.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So, should we leave it at that for now?
Yes.
Then I'll stop the recording.
Yes.
I stopped the recording. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the philosophical part we'll have to have on there.
You are still recording, or it looks like.
No? Oh yeah, I'm still recording. Okay. Shoot. Hang on, I need to go into stop. I'll pause. So I'm hoping that I just resumed the recording. I don't know.
Yeah, it's recording now.
We'll see. And you know, the ending was a little bit abrupt, but I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. You know.
Okay.
Okay. So we were talking about the philosophical value, right, of learning a new language, and I think you told me something interesting. But should I try to recapture what you liked when I said that people always say that you can't learn a second or a foreign language when you're an adult. And I don't think that's true. I think we need to find a way to uncondition ourselves. And in order to do that, we need to become very present in our body and feel our body and be very present in the now and be very aware of the other in a non-judgmental way and simply open up. And then we can see, okay, and then we can slowly bring ourselves to the position where we can imitate those sounds. And we have to find, I'm sure of it, we have to find a playful, joyful, loving way of playing with these sounds, just like we did when we were kids. We know that kids that have a loving relationship with their parents or caregivers and get a lot of loving language input learn language better. You know, sometimes you can catch up when you didn't have that, but at the start, you'll be better off linguistically. Kids that have a loving language home have an advantage in school. And I think we need to recreate that for adults. And when we open up with love and joy to these sounds and train our bodies, then the classroom can be a Zen-Do. It can be like this place of compassion, joy, and love and exchange. And by that, it can be like we're doing peace work, and ultimately that promotes world peace. And so I think this is very important, and especially when we have all these immigrants that come and they're traumatized, by teaching them, by giving them this compassionate, safe space, and teaching them to open up and be present, we can actually, help them process their stuff. I just learned from Ren Hurst was reminded by her that the traumas are just unprocessed emotions that are trapped in the body. And we can find a way to release them. But until we release them, they're in the way of our enjoyment of the present moment. And that gets us stuck when we learn a language. And so, that's one of the many things. And there are so many talks to be had about, correct language and dialect and, and saying yes and no when you teach and all of that. But it's probably too long, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. So did I capture the essence of what I just said before we recorded it, or did I leave anything out?
No, you're right. Maybe your audience needs to get to know what's the reality for the people who is. Of course, your audience, they are in the same problem. Most of them, they are like okay, how can I really want to learn a language. How can I learn it? How can I find the proper resources for learning it? The problem that most of the books, they are trying to sell, of course, they are a commercial success. They're trying to put a lot of stuff in a particular way. So when you see the book, you see that, okay, this is the best book. Or no, I have this other option. Or this other, and they want to always to be the best. So they want to put everything. They get a bunch of input for teachers, and they want to put everything in really high level, advanced level. So the students, when they buy the books, or the teachers, when they buy the books, they feel like they are using the best resources. But the truth is that for many of us, it's too much. As you said before, creating a nice environment of compassion, of like love when you get into the classroom is more important than getting the excellence, getting the best qualification, or being able to say 100 words by week. Whatever. So because we don't learn really to speak the language. We don't learn really the culture of the country. We learn grammar.
And grammar, I mean, I'm a grammar freak, but I don't think that there is that much space for grammar in the language classroom at the beginning. I don't know quite yet how to bring grammar into that. I mean, I actually do when I teach, but I I think the focus must be on the exchange, on the sound experience, and then on, we have to be motivated to do it. So you want to go shop for food. So how do you shop for food, and not this routine thing, but really as an exchange, And we were talking about it a little while ago, about this difference between spoken and written language. You're given dialogues in this book, but it's written language masquerading as dialogue. And then you don't have the sound experience or the rhythmic experience of what it sounds. Ne? Ich habe das noch nicht gemacht. Das habe ich noch nicht gemacht. That's how we say it. So it's a different rhythmic experience, and you link the words together differently. And I think learners need to know that. And the grammar is different depending on what situation and what how you say it. The grammar is a little bit different, and the linking and the grammar are connected. So it's, in a way, it sounds really complicated when you talk about it in the abstract, but in real life, I don't think it's so hard. You just need patience in the beginning, and it needs to be an embodied experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to tell you something else, but maybe it could be in another video. Class as for students.
Yeah. You know what we'll do? We'll make a little list of things that we've discovered in our work together, and then we'll make short little videos and we'll address each. So I'll put it on stop now. So thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll talk again.